here we have one of my favorite cameras. I've put quite a few rolls of film through, and I haven't seen a lot of things posted about it online, so I just thought I'd put a quick word out about it. But this is a Kiev 4M rangefinder from the former Soviet Union. As you can see, not your smallest rangefinder. It is copied from the contact system when the Soviets captured that after World War II. So compatible with that system, of course. Now this one has the Helios 53F1.8 on it, and there was also a Jupiter 53F2, which wasn't quite as sharp, but it was based on the older Contax design, where this is a newer Soviet design. So of course it is the Contax bayonet mount, which comes right off like that. Another interesting lens I do have to it is a 35mm Jupiter lens. Comes with this interesting aluminum rear cap. And the interesting thing I found with this particular setup is to mount the 35mm lens, you do have to be at focus of infinity with the body. Now the one thing I do find kind of peculiar with this is this will stop your infinity lock from engaging, whereas it will engage with your 50s and your other lenses that use that mount. I don't believe the longer lenses do, but I don't have any personal experience with them, so I can't speak for them. Now this camera, of course, does have a working self-timer. And there's a few other interesting things on this just to cover real quick. Is along with, it has a light meter built onto the top, not super accurate, and a lot of them didn't last. As you can see, mine, the needle's pretty much pegged out for life. But the way you'd set that is you'd find the ghost speed, which was a Soviet system, and then match from there your f-stop to your shutter speed, and the needle would move to indicate accordingly. Of course, here we have the film counter, and then to advance, you turn this knob one full rotation, and then lift it up and set your shutter speed. Also with it, you have your key here to turn to rewind, and of course this has the plastic rewind lever on it. And then if you turn both of these, it pulls the back up, which I'm not going to do because I do have a roll of Ektar in it. But overall, I've really enjoyed this camera. And one thing too I like about this, I think maybe a bit of an improvement over the Contax, so definitely probably not built as well, is you do have both the hot shoe here and a sync port, which I put a plug over, because I don't know if it's just particular to this one I have, but I was shooting with it with flash, and I get my finger over here and get a little jolt, so I put that cover over there so I wouldn't experience that. But overall, nice camera, relatively cheap. You can procure these off eBay for somewhere around 50 to 60 bucks, and there, my meter finally moved. But very enjoyable, and of course it will use all your screw-in cable releases. Another interesting feature is it has, I believe, a 2-second shutter if you set it to bulb, and then use the self-timer. And I'll just give us, before I shut off the video here, a quick turnaround of it so you can get a good view of overall what this camera looks like. And if you have any comments about this particular camera, know anything about it, or had experiences with it, or like to share information, please feel free to leave a comment.